So hello everyone, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I'm going to show you where to find all the 1000-year fish in the plains of Eidolon. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, because you can get yourself one of these. Yes, you get one of the fish as a decoration for your landing craft. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for it to be a little bit bigger, but it's better than nothing. I don't really care too much though, because it was just a lot of fun running around the plains and exploring everywhere and scanning all the fish, so let's get right to it. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're not going to use the map. I'm actually gonna go from one fish to another. I'm gonna tell you where you need to go. I'm gonna give you points of reference because I feel it's much easier to understand this way. So, we start off at the Cetus Gate. This is where you load into the plains. From here, we are going to hug the right side of the plains. We're basically gonna run alongside the border wall until we reach the shoreline. And let me speed this up just a little bit so this video isn't 50 minutes so long. Alright, so we followed the border wall and we made it to the shoreline. Once you're there, you will see a small rock formation in the water. It's kind of like a tiny itty bitty island. And that's where you will find the first fish. So get onto the island, equip yourself with a scanner, go to the back of the rocks, and right here we have fish number 1. Moving on to fish number 2. So what you want to do is jump back onto the mainland and kind of follow what I'm doing. This is the only fish where I couldn't really find a good point of reference. So once you go back onto the mainland, you just want to keep sprinting forward and you will run through a Grenier camp and eventually make your way to a couple of rock formations. Once you run through all the rock formations, there will be a rock to your left as well as an Eidolon corpse behind it, and that's where you want to stop and look to the right, because there is an Eidolon corpse in the hills with the second fish. So let's go there. Now the fish is at the top of the corpse, so you just want to jump your way up to the corpse, a little bit of parkour here and there, and right here we have fish number 2. Now fish number 3 is actually very close. There's a Grenier camp in the hills right there, and that's where you will find the third fish. So let's quickly jump over there. Alright, so we made it to the camp. Let's quickly clean it up and then head down to the cave. Now, once you go into the cave, you simply want to turn left until you find this big room with a pillar in the middle, and that's where you will find the third fish. You want to go around the pillar, then turn around, and you will find the fish in a small crack in the wall. Time for fish number 4. So what you want to do is turn around and go out of the cave through the second entrance. Once you're out of the cave, you will see a Grenier structure to your right, behind, that tree right there. Come on, me, move. There we go. That's where you want to go. Now the fish isn't actually up here, so what you want to do is head down the mountain into the Grenier camp where you will find another cave, and that's where you will find the fish. So head into the cave and you will see this massive sort of power core and a crack in the wall behind it. It's more of a crevice, and that's where you will find the fourth fish. Though it is kind of hard to see, so you'll probably have to climb up a little bit, and there it is, fish number 4. Alright, time for fish number 5. So what you want to do is get out of the cave and run back up to the satellite on top of the mountain. Alright, so we made it back up the mountain and you want to go down to the border wall and then turn left. Once you do that, you will see 2 rocks. One is pretty close and one is kind of far away. The next fish is on top of that rock right there. A good point of reference here is one of these massive pillars because it's right next to the fish. So jump on top of the rock and there we go, fish number 5. Alright, fish number 6. This one is actually pretty far. So what you want to do is climb on top of the rocks, and we're going to use trees as a point of reference. So we want to focus on this tree on the left and that tree on the right. You want to run right in between those trees until the mountain starts going down again. Okay, so we made it to the edge of the mountain, and once we look over the mountain, we will see a grenier structure right there. That's where we will find the 6th fish, so let's go there. Now this fish is much easier to get if you have an Archwing, but just in case you don't, you can still get it normally, because the fish is on top of this structure. So what you want to do is simply bullet jump your way all the way to the top. You then want to run over the structure to the front and drop down. Once you drop onto the platform, you want to make your way onto the antenna very carefully, make sure you don't fall down, turn around and you will see the fish. Now fish number 7 is so close to here that you can actually get the name tag of the fish to pop up from here. So if you look down, you will see a grenier cam that has one pole jutting out that has 3 satellites on it, and the next fish is on top of that pole. So let's bullet jump down there. Now this one is also much easier to get with an Archwing, and I would very much recommend you bring in an Archwing, but just in case you don't have it yet, you can still get it without it. It's just a bit of a pain in the back. And there we go, we finally made it to the top. So here we have fish number 7, and I actually got the scan for it, even though I scanned it like 5 times before, but that's because these fish were bugged in the beginning, so the scans didn't count. Now just like with this fish, the name tag of the next fish can also be seen from this very location, and it's on a sentient corpse that's on top of a hill opposite the one that we came down from. Once you make your way to the sentient corpse, you simply want to run up one of the horns? Question mark, and you can scan the fish. Alright, so moving on to fish number 9. So what you want to do is turn around and you will see another grenier structure in the distance, and fish number 9 is on top of that structure. So let's go there.
You're nearing the supply caches, but I'm unable to pinpoint their locations. You'll have to search them all out for yourself.
This one is much easier to climb than the previous ones. The easiest way that I found to get on top of it was to simply bullet jump off one of the rocks. Kill the turret, because why not, and the fish can be found at the very top of the structure right here. Now fish number 10 is actually very close to here, so what you want to do is jump down to the river. Don't be alarmed that you can't see the river, it hasn't been rendered yet, it will render as we're slowly falling down, and the fish is at the base of the river. So what you want to do is jump into the river. It's not deep enough to actually throw you back out, at least at the start, and go back under the rocks where the river is flowing from, where you will find fish number 10. Fish number 11 is not too far away either, so let's go back out of the cave, turn left and jump on top of the rocks. Now in the distance you will see another grenier tower with a couple of satellites and yet another Eidolon corpse to the left of it, and the next fish is on top of that corpse. Now the Eidolon corpse sort of branches out to the left and to the right, and you want to go to the right to the very end where you will find the next fish. Moving on to fish number 12, and the location of this one can also be seen from the previous location, and it's that Eidolon corpse right there. But rather than being on the top like most of them are, if they are on an Eidolon corpse, it's at the bottom. Now, it was kind of hard to find a good point of reference for fish number 13, so what you want to do is turn around, jump on top of the Eidolon corpse, and you will see sort of a rib in the distance. I think it's an LOD texture, I don't think it's actually rendered. And you want to head towards sort of the base of the rib until you find a Grenier camp in a ravine near a cave. Now, unlike with a lot of other Grenier camps that have a cave and a fish, the fish actually isn't in the cave. It is underneath one of the border pillars or one of the Orokin pylons that hold up the border wall right here. So simply run around it, and right there we have fish number 13. Alright, fish number 14. So what you want to do here is run out of the valley, crevice, ravine, I don't know what this is, on the other side though, and head towards the Tower of Cetus until you run into a cave. Alright, so we made it to the entrance of the cave at the bottom of the hill. Simply go into the cave and keep going left until you run into a dead end. Once you run into the dead end, turn around and there is fish number 14. Fish number 15 is fairly close to where we are, so what we want to do is head out of the cave again through the entrance that we came in through and just keep running forward until we hit the shoreline. You then want to make your way through the Grenier camp while still hugging the shoreline until you make it to the next Eidolon corpse. Once you make your way to the Eidolon corpse, you want to go around it and go on top of one of the parts that's jutting out of the water. The next fish is on top of it. The next fish, fish number 16, is by far the most complicated one, and it's right where these windmills are. So what you want to do is make your way back to the camp and then simply follow the shoreline until you make your way to the windmills. Once you make your way to the windmills, make sure you do not, I repeat, do not destroy the nearby rampart. Also make sure you kill all the Grenier and destroy all the turrets because they might destroy it instead. Once everything is dead, get on the rampart, turn around and shoot at the windmill until all three of the blades fold forward. This is what activates the console underneath the windmill, so go there and activate the console, which will drain the tank.
When you are searching for a highly sensitive spot I may have lost, I need you to find it first and bring it back for study. Make your way to the waypoint to accept the mission.
Now I had to do a little bit of a cut over here because I couldn't find the fish at first, but you simply want to jump down and one of the pipes has the fish inside it. Alright, moving on to fish number 17, we are almost done, and for this one, when you're standing on the platform, you simply want to turn around and go to this rock formation along the shoreline. So once again, simply follow the shoreline until you get to the rocks. Once you're there, you kind of want to make your way to the back of the rocks and jump on the last one, and then simply go down to the water and turn right towards the rocks. This one is very easy to miss, but if you slowly make your way to the water while looking to the right, you will eventually see the fish. Now to get fish number 18, we're gonna go to a very famous fishing spot, which is the geyser pool, so simply follow the border wall on the right until you get to it. Once you make your way to the geyser pool, you of course want to shoot the Grenier, that's the first thing you want to do, and then you want to head left and down to the cave. Now this fish is also very easy to miss, but you can sort of see it if you pay attention to the top right corner of the door. This one is really hard to see even if you know that the fish is there. Alright, so fish number 19, the second to last fish. Let's go back out of the cave and turn left. You will see another Grenier settlement in a distance with a very tall tower, and that's where you can find fish number 19, so let's go there. Now this one is kind of annoying because there's a lot of knockback turrets around here and you have to climb up a very narrow beam, but just destroy the turrets and it should be fine. So climb all the way up onto the mining machine and look down the leg on the left. That's where you will find fish number 19. And the final fish, fish number 20, is on top of the Eidolon corpse that's in the middle of the big lake in front of Cetus. Simply climb on top of the horns once again, and there we go, the final fish. And that's it. Once you return to your landing craft, you will receive a mail from Onko thanking you for finding all the fish and giving you the decoration. And that's pretty much it for the video as well, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope the video was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.